Picture this. You walk into a room full of people. You're not the tallest, not the loudest, not even the best dressed guy there. But somehow, one woman locks eyes with you. Not because you tried to stand out. Not because you said anything clever. But because there's something different about your presence. She doesn't just look, she lingers. And deep down, she's intrigued by something she can't quite name. What if I told you this kind of reaction has nothing to do with looks, wealth, or clever lines? What if the real secret to attraction isn't about doing more, but doing less, strategically? Most men chase women using surface-level tactics. They talk themselves up, show off success, or overinvest in trying to impress. And what happens? They get overlooked, friend-zoned, or ghosted. Why? Because they're missing the real trigger of desire. Here's the truth. Women are not drawn to logic. They're drawn to emotion. Attraction, for them, isn't calculated, it's felt. It happens in the subconscious. And if you know how to access those layers, you won't just spark attraction. You'll hold it without even trying. This isn't about manipulation. It's about finally understanding the emotional blueprint that governs female desire. Because while most men focus on impressing her mind, the men who truly capture her heart go much deeper. Now, before we get into the first hidden emotional weak spot that most men never see, just a quick note. There's a free gift waiting for you in the description or pinned comment. It's an ebook that dives deeper into these principles. Normally it's $37, but if you're watching this now, you get it 100% free. Download it after the video, you won't regret it. Let's get into it. Weakness number 1. The craving for emotional escapism. Here's what most guys don't understand. Women don't fall for the man. They fall for the emotional experience that man creates. Men think they need to be the best looking, the most successful, or the most agreeable. But the reality? Women want to feel something. They want to be pulled out of their routine, out of predictability, into a story, an emotional escape. Why do you think women binge watch romance dramas, fantasize about bad boys, or fall for mysterious strangers in movies? It's not because they want trouble. It's because they want to feel uncertainty, excitement, vulnerability, tension. The problem is, most men are emotionally predictable. They text the same way every day. They give compliments too quickly. They agree with everything she says. They make her feel safe, but not alive. And here's where that backfires. She starts seeing you as a friend. A nice guy. Someone reliable, but not irresistible. You become emotionally flat, and in her world, predictability equals boredom. So how do you stand out? You create emotional contrast. Think of it like a roller coaster. Would you ride one that moves in a straight line? Of course not. You want the highs, the dips, the turns. The same applies to attraction. Here's how to start. Don't always be available. Let her wonder where you are. Stop trying to impress her. Let her work to understand you. Be playful one moment, serious the next, show depth. Challenge her, tease her, let conversations shift emotionally. The key is to make her feel something unpredictable but still grounded. You're not chaotic, you're dynamic. You make her curious. You make her feel something she doesn't get from others. And the moment she feels that emotional pull, she won't even understand why. But she'll start thinking about you constantly. You're no longer just a man. You're an experience. And once she associates you with escape from the ordinary, she can't look away. And now that you understand how to spark that emotional craving, let's look at another weakness. One that's wired deep into the female psyche. You remember what we just talked about, the emotional contrast that pulls a woman out of her predictable world and into something thrilling. Something alive? That's powerful, but it's just the beginning. Now let's uncover the second hidden weakness. One that almost no woman will say out loud, but nearly all of them feel deep down. Weakness number 2. The unspoken addiction to strong boundaries. Here's a question worth asking. Why do the men women chase the hardest almost never chase first? It's not arrogance. It's not luck. It's because women are not wired to admire a man who gives himself away too easily. When you're too agreeable, too available, too willing to adjust to her every whim, what happens? You may think you're showing love or interest, but what she feels is indifference, boredom, even disrespect. Most guys fall into this trap. They think being the nice guy means always saying yes, always making time, always going along with whatever she wants. But in reality, that just makes her take you for granted. Women are instinctively drawn to men who set the tone in the relationship. Men who aren't afraid to draw the line when needed. A man who values his own time, his own mission, his own sense of self-worth. That kind of man is rare. And in a world full of men trying to please, rare equals irresistible. Think about it. A woman might never say she wants a challenge, but just look at the men she can't stop thinking about. It's not the one who drops everything for her. It's the one who holds his ground. The one who makes her feel she has to rise to meet him. And here's the secret that changes the game. Women test men constantly. Not out of cruelty, but instinct. She might cancel plans just to see how you react. She might press your buttons, challenge your views, or even try to control the direction of a conversation, just to gauge your response. Will you crumble to please her? Or will you calmly hold your ground? Because the moment she realizes that you stand firm in your values, that you don't bend just to keep her happy, something clicks. She stops testing and starts respecting. And that, right there, is the foundation of real attraction. Respect comes before desire. So if you've ever felt a woman slowly lose interest, ask yourself honestly, are you standing firm in your boundaries? Or are you just performing to win her approval? Because here's the truth. Women don't fall for men who hand over everything. They fall for men who make them earn it. And once you embrace this mindset, the entire game changes. But wait, we're not done yet. There's another hidden emotional craving that keeps women chasing long after they've told themselves to walk away. Weakness number 3. The thrill of uncertainty. Let's make this simple. Think of the last time you were completely hooked on a TV show, a movie, or even a book. What kept you glued to it? It wasn't the scenes you saw coming, it was the tension, the mystery, the unpredictability of what might happen next. Attraction, for women, works the exact same way. When you become too predictable, too easy to label, she stops wondering about you, and that's when she emotionally checks out. The moment she knows exactly how you feel, when you're always there, always responding immediately, always pouring your emotions out on the table, you remove the very thing that fuels desire, curiosity. Now let's be clear, this doesn't mean playing childish games or being cold. That's not attractive, it's immature. But it does mean learning to build and protect a sense of mystery. Women don't want chaos. But they do crave a man who keeps them mentally engaged, emotionally alert, someone who gives them enough to stay intrigued, but never so much that they feel they've figured you out. So, ask yourself, do you reply to every text within seconds? Do you constantly remind her how much you like her before letting any real connection build? Do you lay out your heart on the table before she's even invested? If so, You're making the dynamic too easy, too obvious, too safe. Instead, try this. Let her wonder a little. Delay that reply. Hold back from confessing everything. Let the tension simmer. Don't always be available. Let her experience what it's like to earn your time. This isn't about being cruel. It's about being valuable. Because when a woman is unsure of where she stands with you, her mind won't stop spinning. She'll think about you, wonder about you, crave clarity, and in that craving, she'll start chasing. And that is when the dynamic flips. Coming up next, weakness number 4. The magnetic pull of leadership. Last time, we talked about the thrill of uncertainty and how keeping a woman on her toes makes her chase. But what happens once she's interested? What makes her stay? That's where the next hidden weakness comes into play. Weakness number 4. The magnetic pull of leadership. Here's the mistake most men make. They think being nice, agreeable, and always asking for her opinion is what will win her heart. But let me ask you, have you ever heard a woman say, "I dream of a guy who lets me decide everything"? Of course not, because women don't fantasize about following a man who follows them. They dream of being with a man who leads with certainty. You can see this everywhere, from movies to real life. The men women admire most are never the ones waiting for direction. They're the ones who move with purpose. They don't apologize for taking up space. They don't seek permission to exist. They know who they are, what they want, and where they're going, and they walk that path without hesitation. And here's what happens. People either fall in line, or get left behind. That kind of clarity is magnetic. Women are naturally drawn to that level of certainty, even if she never says it aloud. A man who confidently charts his own course without constantly second-guessing himself is irresistible. Think about it. Have you ever watched a woman absolutely fall for the guy who constantly says, "Whatever you want," or "I don't care. You decide"? Or does she light up around the guy who says, "I've got plans, come with me"? The truth is, decisiveness is dominance, and dominance done with respect is power. It doesn't mean being controlling. It doesn't mean dominating her world. It simply means having the confidence to lead. To say, "This is where we're going," or "I think you'll love this," and mean it. To trust your own judgment, and invite her into your frame. And when a woman feels that kind of presence, she doesn't resist it. She gravitates toward it, because it feels safe, exciting, and grounded all at once. So stop asking, "Where do you want to eat?" Start saying, "We're going here. I know you'll enjoy it." Don't wait for her to initiate. Step up and lead. Don't fear disagreement. Respectful disagreement shows strength, not weakness. Weak men follow. Strong men lead. And women can sense the difference instantly. The moment she realizes you have your own path, with or without her, something inside her shifts. She doesn't just like you. She starts to admire you. And once that admiration is locked in, she sees you as the kind of man she never wants to lose. But we're not done yet, because the final hidden weakness is the most powerful of all. Weakness number 5. The desire for a man who doesn't need her. Here's the truth that most men never hear. Women don't want to be the center of your world. They want to be invited into a world that's already rich, alive, and full of meaning. This is where most guys go completely wrong. They meet a woman and immediately make her the focus of everything. They abandon their goals, cancel their routines. They start rearranging their lives just to fit around her. And then they wonder, why did she lose interest? It's not because she's mean. It's not because she wanted to hurt you. It's because deep down, the moment a woman senses that she's the only thing fueling your happiness, she starts losing respect. And where respect fades, attraction soon follows. Think about it. Why do women obsess over artists, athletes, visionaries, men who seem consumed by their purpose? Why are they drawn to men who seem unavailable, not because they're ignoring her, but because they're chasing something bigger? It's because purpose is attractive. Mission is magnetic. A woman doesn't want to be the whole picture. She wants to be part of a picture that's already vivid. She doesn't want to feel like she is your life. She wants to feel like she's been invited into something greater than herself. So what's the solution? Keep your mission at the center of your life. Don't sacrifice your ambitions just to be more available. Don't change your schedule to prove your devotion. Stay committed to your path, and let her see that you're fulfilled, focused, and driven whether she's there or not. When she sees that you're thriving on your own, you don't become less desirable. You become irreplaceable. She doesn't just want to be around you. She feels lucky to be included in your world. And that's the shift that flips the dynamic. Because deep down, every woman wants to chase a man worth chasing. And when you understand these 5 emotional weak spots, you'll never find yourself chasing again. She will. If this video opened your eyes, hit that subscribe button and join the Stoic Guide community. We dive deep into the psychology of attraction, confidence, and mastering your inner world. Turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Until then, stay sharp, stay focused, and remember, the strongest man isn't the loudest in the room. He's the one who doesn't need to prove anything at all. See you in the next one. Thanks for spending time here. If this resonated with you, give it a like, send it to a friend, and make sure you're subscribed. Your support means everything.